Roger. This is Lieutenant Dan Spears. We are at the coordinates that was in the secured message. We have eyes on Caravan. I repeat, eyes on Caravan. We are go for extraction. Go Team 6 is go for extraction. Copy. Over and out.
For those of you that don't know what this bad boy can do, this is the new one. This is the one that everyone has been waiting for. This is the 2020 C8 Corvette with 495 horsepower and 460 pound-feet of torque. This bad boy moves, and let me tell you, it moves like the wind. That's right. Corvette's history goes all the way back to the 1950s. Technology back then wasn't so good. Well, it is now. The stability on this car will have you left and right, no problem. Taking these turns, you have nothing to fear anymore. In the previous versions of Corvettes, starting with the C4, C5, C6, including the C7, you're talking a lot of wagging tails. But not so much anymore. You are planted in this car. The wheelbase is wider. And not to mention, the engine is in the back. Ha! Figure that. Chevrolet and Corvette wanted to do something right. So they decided to put this massive V8 in the back of the car to create a better stance. You would think that this Corvette would be loud. Not to mention seeing the engine right in the back. You can see it near the rearview mirror. You're reminded that the power of this Corvette is still there. The history of 70 years of technology is still there. This particular Corvette is the 1LT. Doesn't have all the bells and whistles that the 2LT and the 3LT might have, but the engine is still the same. Okay? So, the different modes that we have when we're driving, okay? This little mode shifter is very nice, but it's kind of awkward, I'm not gonna lie. Why not just give me a button or a thing on the steering wheel? Well, they didn't really think about that. So, Chevrolet, Corvette's new track mode is outstanding. With the constant information on the heads-up display, you get in a mode where all your information is right there. Miles per hour, gear, RPMs. That's right. Downshifting like a pro. Along with the other information, you got engine temperature, coolant temperature, oil pressure, tire sensors. Something that you might need if you're actually racing. Okay? Track mode is amazing. It's not too stiff. It's a little bit light and heavy in the steering wheel at the same time. Make you feel secure around these corners. Much better than the original Corvettes of its past. Now, as we switch it back into sport mode allows you to have some fun. Gives you the freedom on the throttle, gives you the power you need, still will perform 0 to 60 in just about 3.2 seconds. All the information, once again, is on the screen cluster. G-forces, oil temperature, mile per hour, and once again, RPM. That's all the information you need, to be honest with you. When you are in touring mode or a regular mode and you're not in the manual paddle shifting, okay, the engine decides to only use 4 of the cylinders to save on gas mileage. With 15 miles per gallon on the streets and 27 miles per gallon on the highway, this Corvette can still hold its weight amongst the rest. When we were going to the moon in the early 1960s and 70s, NASA had a bunch of astronauts. The astronauts, okay, were lucky enough to have a deal with Chevrolet, but they could buy Corvettes for 1 cent. So obviously they couldn't afford it because it was a hefty price tag on a NASA astronaut salary. But Chevrolet wanted to have a partnership with American car. They wanted their astronauts to be driving the most beautiful American car that was ever created, which was the Corvette. Now, this 2020 Corvette C8, they went with a whole new design. That means the interior got a little flip on the switch. The right hand side here of all these little gizmos and buttons and panels, it's a little intimidating, I'm not gonna lie, because I'm used to just clicking and shooting. But right here, right now, screen, navigation, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, all of it, okay? Because keeping it minimal here keeps your 2 hands on the wheel. And the big question is, can this American beast hold its weight with all the European glory? And the answer is, ha, duh, it's American. It's made in America, okay? Number 1, can't beat that. This $70,000 Corvette will hold its weight with your $300,000-$400,000 sports cars of today. I'll tell you what, Ferrari, you got to run for your money. Not only was Ford beating you back in the day, Corvette is creeping up. I honestly look forward to their other models. When they start making the Z06 model, which is coming out in 2022, that bad boy is going to be pushing over 700 and some horsepower. And I'll tell you what, with an engine in the back, 700 horsepower, I don't think you'll be able to tame it.
Captain Lieutenant Dan Spears, this is the General, and we just just want to let you know we can hear everything that you're saying, but just remember the important info. Everybody should like and subscribe to 8 Speed Racing. We are doing it and doing it well over here. So with that,